Oh! Guys, I've tried to make this fucking video 1,000 times. This is like the 100th time of me pressing stop, record, stop, record. I can't get the intro right. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't give a fuck. Today I'm gonna talk about UFC Fight Night, Buckley versus Covington, Tampa, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. This was one of the best cards I've ever seen. You had some of the best knockouts ever. Not of the year, ever. Some of the best performances ever, Manel Cap. You had some fraud checks. I don't give a fuck. The women's fight sucked, of course. The obligatory, how do you say the word where it's like the usual bad women's fight is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, crash out over. Let's get to the fucking card. I've been trying to make this video for like 100 times already, bro. We're starting off with, and then we gotta start with a women's fight. Like, do you want me to kill myself live on fucking Knutson lost? Everyone picked Knutson, and everybody was wrong. Because women's, I was gonna pick the manly looking one too. Also, I went 9-4. I want to say I went 9-4. That's good, right? Pick Knutson. She lost. Women's MMA sucks. Like, just who cares? Always pick the uglier one. Just always pick the uglier one. That's what it is, bro. Davy Grant. Again, my dumbass picked Ramon Tavares. This guy's fucking clap nose, ugly fuck. Of course, he lost. Why would I pick this guy? Why would I pick Ramon Tavares? Davy Grant looked great. Bro, he literally is coming off of neck surgery. Like, you guys really wanted me to pick Davy Grant. I should have because I like Davy Grant. I thought this was honestly a really fun fight. And if you would have let's be honest here. Like, I'm gonna be misogynistic. If you would have eliminated both of these women's fights, the Knutson fight and the Miranda Maverick, Jamie Lee, whatever, if you would have taken those fights off of the card, this card would have 1,000% probably been the greatest fight night card of all time, 100%. If you would have just removed the two women's fights and just started the card with Davy Grant and Ramon Tavares, like, so this fight was really, really good. Davy Grant's awesome. Ramon Tavares is retarded. I picked Ramon Tavares. I should have not. He's a retard. Davy Grant is back. Let's fucking go. Title run starts now, baby. I just hit my mic. Women's fight nobody cares about. I think I went with Miranda Maverick, so I got that pick right. Nobody cares about this fight. Felipe Lima, Miles Johns. Felipe Lima, Miles Johns. I told you guys, Felipe Lima is sick, bro. This was pretty much like a sick performance from him. It was a fun fight, don't get me wrong. But Miles Johns, the problem is he's very one-dimensional. Like, Felipe Lima he's got the striking. You know who, and like maybe I'm just like yapping here, but he reminds me a little bit of Diego Lopez, though his striking is a little more composed because this guy's dangerous on the feet. He's got wicked grappling. Really, he can submit you. He's just really good. He's a really good all-rounder. I think he's going to be a big problem in the featherweight division. And he's young. I think he's going to be a real big issue in the featherweight division, man. I think you guys got to look out for Felipe Lima. This fight was really good. Miles Johns, again, very one-dimensional. He was kind of just trying to knock Felipe Lima out, whereas Lima was actually, like, trying to put together some strikes, trying to actually, like, progressively win the fight. He got rocked one time, Felipe Lima. I think he got rocked once. But overall, like it was a really, really great performance from him. I think he's going to be a big problem in this division, man. He's going to be a really, really big problem. You guys got to look out for him. So yeah, I got this pick right, of course. Fernando Padilla versus Sean Woodson. The Hills Have Eyes versus the Mexicans Have Eyes. This was a really funny fight. These guys are both like 6'1" in the featherweight division. So it's funny, right? Because you look at like Johns versus Lima, that's also a featherweight fight. Those guys look like featherweights. These guys look like fucking welterweights. But it is what it is, right? So Padilla is like shit. He pretty much just went there and just tried to get Woodson out of there, which I guess is his style, right? Like that's how his other fights have gone. And Woodson even said that. He's like, well, we expected him to do that. But whenever Padilla, I feel like, would get hit with a good shot from Woodson, he would kind of just like buckle. Like his legs weren't under him this fight. It was pretty weird. He had like no legs under him. Maybe he needs to like, I mean, he's like he has a very skinny frame, skinny body. So do I. I mean, I'm just saying, but I'm not an MMA fighter. Dude's a very skinny guy. Maybe he should like hit some squats or something because like his legs just kept failing him. He got hit with one leg kick and fell on his ass. I'm like, the fuck. Anyways, Woodson, a great performance. This fight only lasted like a round. He got stopped with 2 seconds left, but it was a good stop. It's like Padilla was out. Um, Woodson is really good. He's really good. I think he should get a ranked opponent next. I think he should 100% get a ranked opponent next. He looked good. I don't know what else to say. He's a funny looking guy, but he's good. Like he is a good fighter, and yeah, I just think he's really good. Felipe Lima versus Sean Woodson should be next. No, I don't know. Maybe that's not a bad idea. No, I think Woodson should get a ranked opponent at this point. So great performance by Sean Woodson, and I got that pick right as well, by the way. Joe Alvarez, this guy's fucking sick. He beat Jakar Close first round. This guy's like incredible. He pretty much knocked out Jakar Close and then also like got him in a submission like at the same time. Trying to like get myself. Uh, I'm retarded. He tried to like yeah he pretty much like knocked him out and submitted him. Really really sick performance from Joe Alvarez. Like this guy, he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna really be a problem in this division. I don't really know what else to say. Like Spain, you've got another star, I guess. He's in the lightweight division. Yeah, he's awesome. There's really not much to say. Just awesome performance by him. It's what you would expect. It's what I predicted. It's what a lot of people predicted. Knockout, and then he also like when he knocked him out, he kind of had him in a guillotine, but I guess he didn't realize he was out. So it was just insane performance. Joe Alvarez. I saw people say he should fight fucking Mauricio Huffy. I'm like, why would you kill off two of your stars like that? That's so stupid. I think Alvarez could get a ranked opponent, and then I think Huffy should get somebody maybe like a Bobby Green. Maybe you could even do him versus the next guy, Michael Johnson, which I'm not in love with that. Actually, we'll get to Michael Johnson. We'll get to him. Anyways, Joe Alvarez, great performance, and maybe he could get someone ranked next. Michael Johnson versus Ataman Zayatar. He got performance of the night, deserved. Johnson is awesome. I think Michael Johnson, he's back, and he's the greatest fighter I've ever seen. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. No, I'm kidding. No, but Michael Johnson it's what I loved about this card is you had a lot of guys like Michael Johnson and Cub Swanson who we'll get to, who just was like you think these guys are washed, and then they go out there and they just win these they get these crazy knockouts, and that was really cool to see. So Johnson, yeah, he won in round two with a knockout. Um, I thought it was a really really good performance from him though overall. I thought a Zaitar like was shit. Which is why I didn't pick him either, just because the Zaitar has been gone for like 2 years. So I'm like, why would I pick somebody who's? But then that's why I didn't pick Davy Grant, and I got that pick wrong. So but Johnson looked great. He's not washed. His power is still there, and he knocked out Ottoman Zaitar in round two. It was like pretty much Zaitar just came charging at him, and Johnson almost hit like a Max Holloway-esque knockout. The one he hit on Gaethje, it was really really sick. Yeah, and then he hit some follow-up shots, which was deserved because Zaitar is a fucking cheat and he's ugly. So yeah, Michael Johnson, he should fight Bobby Green next. So that's what I was pretty much saying was I was thinking like, okay, if I'm looking at the lightweight division, Joe Alvarez, Mauricio Huffy, Michael Johnson, there's a couple of these guys that are like right outside the rankings. I want to see Michael Johnson versus Bobby Green. I think that'd be really fucking sick. Um, the more I think about it, I don't hate the idea of a Michael Chandler fighting a guy like Joe Alvarez or Mauricio Huffy. I know I know these guys are unranked, but it's like, do I want to see Chandler versus like? I mean, who? Look, Fazeev is facing Gamrot. That's kind of been rumored slash announced. Rumored slash announced. Um, I don't want him facing a top guy like Arman Sarukian, who he'll probably just lose to anyways. He should fight somebody either like a Jalen Turner. or whoever, or just fight a guy like Joe Alvarez. I don't know. But anyways, Michael Johnson, sick performance of the night. I don't know if it was, but that's what he got. He got the bonus for that. Awesome knockout. And I got that pick right. Navo Sterling versus Tuco Tacos. Navo Sterling won. I told you guys he was gonna win. I think I picked him via knockout. Tuco Tacos is shit. Like he's just not good. I'm sorry, but he's just really shit. Like he's just so bad. The guy would get hit and then like shake his head like that didn't hurt him, I guess. I'm like, bro, you're still like losing the fight. Like he's shaking his head as if like, oh, that didn't do no damage. Brother, you're still losing. Like Navo Sterling was good in this fight. He looks like a giant version of Dan Hooker. Obviously that's the guy that I'm pretty sure like trained him or coaches him. So Navo Sterling is really good, but I thought this like he should have got this guy out of here. I thought that's the one thing. I think he should have got this guy out of there. The fact that this guy was just almost kind of just there to get knocked out, like Sterling should have got him out of there. So it wasn't a fraud check or anything, but it was like you should have knocked this fucking bum out. So that fight was kind of a little mid, but Sterling won. I got that pick right. Marcos versus Adrian Yanez, split decision. Win. I don't rate Daniel Marcos at all coming out of this fight. I don't really rate either guy. But I picked Giannis and I got this pick wrong, and I don't know. It's one of those things. I think Marcos. I think Marcos did get the decision, even though that third round, it's like okay, he got him on the ground, he grappled him a little bit, but what did he really do with the grappling? Not much. It's one of those, man. It's like it was kind of a it wasn't a shit fight, but I just don't think either guy looked particularly great. I think Marcos didn't respect Giannis's power, but I think there was at least one or two times where he got rocked and he was kind of like, oh, and that's when you can see he like really slowed down. I think Giannis is good, but I just unfortunately think he's just not going to be top level or high level just because like I just don't think he has the all around skills for it, unfortunately, man. Like I like Giannis and watching Adrian Giannis coming up was really fun, but now it's like I don't know. I just don't think I don't think he has that high level skill, man. He's still relatively young. He could get better. He started throwing a couple of kicks in this fight, which people have been getting on him for. Oh, all he does is just use his hands, but he was kicking a little bit more like leg kicks. He wasn't. He threw like one head kick at the end of the fight, which was like there was a point at the end of the fight, like round three, Marcos was straight up walking away from Giannis. I'm like, what is like I guess he was doing like the Nate Diaz where he's like walking away and then Giannis would charge at him and then he would probably like he's trying to bait him in and Giannis could tell he was trying to bait him in. And then I could tell he was trying to bait him in. Like first Michael Bisping, who's a fucking idiot on commentary, was like, "Oh, Marcos is tired." Like, no, he's not tired. He's trying to bait in Giannis so he could hit him with something. Like, oh my God, these commentators. I could do a better job as a commentator. Can you imagine me, fucking Guru and Bedtime MMA as commentators with like Lucas Tracy as the ring girl? You know what I mean? Like that actually would be like yeah, that's what I would do if I was the UFC. But anyways, Adrian Yanez, Daniel Marcos, good fight. It was actually a really, really, really fun fight. Um, but yeah, Giannis just I don't know. I don't rate Marcos either. He's kind of shit too, and he wins these like split decisions. Like he got a split against Davy Grant, which I didn't think he won. So he's shit, and he's not gonna be anything in the bantamweight division. Like he loses to like fucking Peyton Talbot. Let's be honest. Um, and he's not even ranked. All right, so I got that pick wrong. I got this pick wrong as well because I'm retarded, and I wanted to pick Jacoby too, which is like really sad. Vitor Petrino versus Dustin Jacoby. Vitor Petrino fucking sucks. Like this guy is just he looks so cool and he's like really swollen, jacked, but he just can't fight for shit. I feel like, and not that he can't fight for shit because he wasn't like terrible in this fight, but it was just like he should have been way, way, way better in this fight. You're facing Dustin Jacoby. And I guess now I gotta respect Dustin Jacoby because yeah, so this fight was kind of back and forth, was a little bit close, Petrino and Jacoby kind of they kind of hurt each other a couple times throughout round one and two, but it was nothing crazy. But round three, Dustin Jacoby just hits the most wicked two down the pipe I've ever seen, and Petrino just like instantly goes out cold. Jacoby hits like one follow up shot, but Petrino was out. Like he was out cold, brother. Like it. Honestly, it's a contender for knockout of the year just because of. I was literally like, I think of all the knockouts we got tonight, this was the most shocking for me. I don't know why. It was just like I was. It just came out of nowhere, I think. Like I was kind of looking like down, and I kind of saw it at the corner of my eye, and then I look up and I just see Petrino just slumped on the ground. It was a really sick knockout. Dustin Jacoby. The thing is, right, when you kind of break down this card, like okay, I could see Sterling knocking this guy out, even though he didn't get a knockout. I could see Johnson getting a knockout. I could see Alvarez. I was not expecting Dustin Jacoby to get a knockout in 2024. Like Cub Swanson, okay, I could see that, but Dustin Jacoby, hey man, what a sick performance, or not performance, sick knockout from Dustin Jacoby. We'll talk about sick performances after this, but yeah, Dustin Jacoby, sick knockout. Give him a title shot next. Let's fucking go. Title run starts now. You know what's funny? I'm pretty sure Pereira knocked him out in kickboxing. So, the rematch you've all been waiting for. But yeah, I got that pick wrong because I'm a retard. Manel Cap versus Bruno Silva, man. Oh, Manel Cap is star, man. This guy had one of the best performances all year. One of the best performances I've ever seen, like low key. I'm not gonna lie, like this was Anderson Silva-esque. People say Adesanya. I'm like, when is the last time Adesanya's had a performance this good? This guy was emoting. This guy was doing fucking. He put his hand behind his back. He's like doing karate shit. He was like doing some insane fucking emotes, man. This guy was awesome. But no cap, he just this. I don't know what do you want me to say. Like this, everyone knows this performance was phenomenal. He obviously knocked out Bruno Silva at the end of the fight. Now let's talk about this Bruno Silva cap because Bruno Silva, right? We're not talking about the middleweight one. We're talking about this little retard. Bruno Silva, I want to say hit Manel Cap with like three low blows. No, it was like two. I think it was two, and then one eye poke, right? Was it an eye poke? I don't know. He hit him with, and I forgot to mention actually, Daniel Marcos hit Giannis with a low blow and an eye poke, but who cares? Um, sorry, Manel Cap, Bruno Silva. So Bruno Silva hit him with like multiple low blows. First of all, didn't get a point taken. No, wait, he did. He did. I'm sorry. He did get a point taken away. Yeah, because like it was the third. Okay, so it was the third low blow, and then he finally got a point taken away. Okay, see, I knew there was three. I knew it was three because the first two, okay, no point. The third one, like, all right, at a certain point, you have to, take a point. And obviously, Keith Peterson, the ugliest referee I've ever seen, he takes the point, and no, Goddard is pretty ugly too. Anyways. We need to start getting some female rep. Like Brooklyn Wren, whatever her name is, the ring girl with the big tits, the light skin one. We need to make her a referee and just have her with her cleavage out. Oh my goodness. But can you imagine being a fighter though? You'd get so distracted. Anyways. My point is Bruno Silva cheated throughout this fight. Manel Cap is a fucking demon. He low blowed Bruno Silva in this finishing sequence blatantly. It was a blatant low blow. I don't give a shit. If you look at it, he flicks a kick in Bruno Silva's balls. Like he flicks a little kick and then he just starts like teeing off. Like it was a pretty funny it was such a clear low blow. It was it was such a clear low blow, but who gives a fuck, right? Bruno Silva, you deserve it, you fucking asshole. Like this guy I mean look, Manel Cap would have just won a 30-27 anyways, but it was really sweet to see him get a finish. He's not getting a title shot next, unfortunately. He's not. I wish he could, but it's just one of those things. Like I think what I would do, him versus Kai Kara France in. I mean, I don't know if he's willing to make this quick of a turnaround, but in February, UFC Australia, Kai Kara France Manel Cap. I don't think he makes that quick of a turnaround though. I don't think that's a 2-month turnaround. Like, but he's fresh. Like he took not too much damage, and I don't know, bro. He might. I think he should make if it's not February, at least April. At least April. Manel Cap, Kai Kara France, winner gets a title shot. It's only fair, I feel like. Kaikar France is a tough fight for Manel Cap, but I think it's winnable for him, especially if he fights the way he fought tonight. Obviously, Cara France is better than Bruno Silva, but I think Manel Cap could. Manel Cap would struggle more with a grappler than a striker. That's what I'll say. Like Manel Cap would have a harder time with Mokaev. Mokaev is a Wigan Paita. He'd have a harder time with Mokaev than he would a guy like Kaikar France. I actually believe that. As good as Kaikar France is, and I think he's way better than Mokaev. Well, yeah, I think he's better than Mokaev. I don't know if he's way better because Kaikar France lost to Amir Alblasi. So my point is, Manel Cap, Kaikar France, winner gets title shot. That was a really sick fight. This was a really sick fight. Manel Cap had a performance of the year, and let's get to the next fight because I feel like I'm rambling. Cub Swanson, Billy Quarantillo. Billy Quarantillo, your time has come. Now, Cub Swanson knocked out Billy Q in the third round. This was a really, really fun fight, honestly, though. Swanson got hit with some good shots. And so obviously so did Quarantillo. But this is a really good fight, a good back and forth fight. Quarantillo, he looked better than I thought he would. I'll be honest. I thought he was gonna look shit and just get knocked out in the first round, but he looked pretty good. He mixed in his grappling really well. But Swanson, man, he just hit that knockout in the third round, and it was awesome. Yeah, Cub Swanson, he looks like a freaking cholo, fucking California cholo. Please don't shoot me for saying that. All right, I love the Mexicans. Um, but Swanson looked incredible. And yeah, I don't know. What do you want me to say? He kind of retired after this. He kind of did. He was like, "Well, I told my wife this might be the last one," and then he's like, "It's not gonna be the last one. If you gotta say it might be the last one, then it's probably not gonna be the last one." I think he should retire. Dude, go out on this. Like you're 42. You just knocked out Billy Quarantillo. It was a sick knockout. Just go out on your shield, bro. That was a really, 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 really good knockout. It wasn't even a bad performance overall, but he did get hit enough to where I'm like, all right, like you beat Billy Quarantillo, but you're not gonna beat anyone higher up than that, So it's like I think he should retire at this point. Just go out on a win. Maybe he could retire in California. Where I'm assuming he's from Southern California because it's across his fucking chest. Maybe that's where he could retire, but I don't know. I think beating Billy Quarantillo, retiring with a knockout of the year contender, low key, that's going to be added to your fucking highlight reel. Like, come on. Let's just. Overall, great knockout, great performance. And I got that pick right. And I forgot to mention, I got the Manel Cat pick right. Did I mention that? I don't know, but I don't know anyone that picked Bruno Silva. I'm not going to lie. Um, Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. This was a really interesting fight because I feel like we got to kind of see like where both guys are at right now. Because I feel like okay, I want to talk about both of their performances. And also, by the way, I got this pick right. I went with Buckley. I want to talk about Kobe's performance first, and then we'll get to Buckley's. I'll say this. This was a much better version of Kobe Covington than Leon Edwards. Now, I laugh because he still got his ass beat. He still lost the fight, but this was still a much better version of him. I thought he looked really good. I thought, okay, I don't think he looked really good, but I thought he looked better than he did against Leon Edwards. I'll say that. I thought he looked good, but he was like Buckley. Here's the thing, right? If this was Colby against Ian Gary, I think this goes 5 rounds. If this was Colby against Jack Della Maddalena, I think this goes 5 rounds. Maybe JDM finishes him in like round 4 or 5, but I think this version of Colby didn't look too bad. But I just think Joaquin Buckley was just so much better. His takedown defense, like I just the thing is, Buckley was clearly way too strong for Kobe to hold down. So his takedown defense, plus just his ability to get back up, was just awesome in this fight. His striking was good. Now, another thing that I brought up, or that I want to bring up, that I mentioned in my prediction video, Covington had. I'm slurring my words a lot. I'm really sorry. Like I don't know. Today is just I don't know. I'm like really tired or fucking. I don't do drugs or anything either, so I don't know. Maybe I should start doing fucking cocaine or something. Covington, um, does cocaine. Covington, Covington does cocaine. No, Kobe Covington, um, like he does have a good chin. And I said this in my prediction video. I said Kobe Covington's chin is like not bad. I didn't think he was gonna get knocked out in this fight. Now maybe if it went past round three, maybe he could have got knocked out. Like there was literally 18 seconds left in this round. They really couldn't have let it go to round four. Are you serious? And we'll get to the stoppage because I'm gonna rant about that a little bit. But Covington had a good chin, so I knew like, okay, Covington's not gonna get knocked out by Buckley in round one. Like I saw some people predict it. I'm not gonna name names. Mr. Sleep Time MMA. I watch all of them, all right, and I see their predictions. I'm like, Covington via first round or Buckley via first round knockout against Colby Covington. What? Covington has a good chin, so why would he get knocked out in the first or second round? Like, if anything, it will come in the later rounds, right? But nonetheless, Buckley looked incredible. I think Buckley beats. You know what? I'm gonna say something crazy. I think Joaquin Buckley could become welterweight champion, which I never thought I would say. But like, he's went on this insane run to where it's like, I truly think Joaquin Buckley could really become welterweight champion. Because if his takedown defense is that good, he's clearly one of the strongest guys in the division. In the division. In the division. There you go. I think he could beat Bilal. I think he could beat Shavkat. I think he could beat Kamaru Usman. I, you know what? I would pick Joaquin Buckley to beat all those guys if those fights got announced. I don't care. I would pick him especially to beat Shavkat. I really think I would, you know. I know Shavkat's probably a better grappler at this point than Colby, and he's probably a bit stronger and a little more dangerous with like the submissions, but Buckley looks strong as fuck. His takedown defense was really good. He's got good power. Shavkat can get hit. Bilal can get hit. These guys are all hittable. Usman is hittable. I think I would pick Joaquin Buckley to beat all these guys. Like, uh, maybe not via stoppage or knockout, but I would pick him. Now, when it comes to like a JDM, bit trickier. I think that's a bit trickier to pick. I might pick Buckley against a JDM too, you know. Ian Gary, I think I'd pick him to beat Ian Gary, but that'd be tricky for him as well. I think the striking is what would be tricky for a guy like Buckley. I think if his takedown defense is that good, he can shrug off all these guys. So sick performance from Joaquin Buckley. Now we'll get to the stoppage now. So this fight was stopped in round three, like right at the end of round three. The ref just stood them up and was like, "Hey, like, right, fucking retarded ref." First of all, Dan Mergliotta, fucking. I'm just sick of these, and I like Mergliotta. I don't know. I don't care. Like, oh my god, it's just annoying because it's like the round was almost over. Like, anyways, and Covington is known for his 5 round cardio. So not allowing this fight to go into those championship rounds is crazy. So the ref stands them up. The doctor comes in. Now it's a white blonde female doctor. Now already it's like, and she says, "Oh, it looks like his eyelid's gonna come off," and they stop the fight. So Irene Aldana, who had a way worse cut, the fight gets to continue. Um, Mitsubek Orobai, who like his eye looked like a fucking it had a baseball inside of it. The fight gets to continue. We've seen worse cuts this year. We've seen worse cuts like of all time where the fight just gets to continue. But Colby Covington has a little nick on his eyebrow or eyebrow area, like right here. And this woman is like, "Oh my god, it looks like his eyelid's gonna come off." Like she looks like she's never seen blood in her entire life. Now I know she's a doctor, but brother, like this is why. If that was a male, let's just say this: if that was a male doctor, does that fight get stopped? Answer me that in the comments below. If that was a male doctor, does that fight get stopped? That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe she voted for Kamala Harris too. I'm just saying, guys. Like, what if Speaking of, oh, you know what? I forgot to mention Kobe Covington coming out with Chael Sonnen and Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Can I just say this as well? I want to go on a mini rant here. All right, get ready, guys. This is gonna be the end of the video. So Covington loses to Buckley. And I just see a swarm of people who don't even watch the UFC on Twitter. Oh, Lamau, that racist Kobe Covington got knocked out. Ha ha ha. Like I saw a tweet. It was like Kobe Covington came out with the racist Avengers and still lost to a black man. Oh, let's go. It's like it's just annoying. That's all it is. It's just annoying to see these people like. First of all, you clearly like don't even like you don't even know Joaquin Buckley's name, but you're like just rooting for him just because of one reason. And not only because of that one reason, the reason, but also because you don't like Covington because he's a Trump. Oh, he's a Trump supporter. Who cares about politics? These guys are. Buckley's a Trump supporter. 100% he is. I 100 fucking 1,000% guarantee you Joaquin Buckley voted for Donald Trump. So all these people who are doing this thing of like, Lamau, he knocked out that Trump supporter. They're both Trump supporters. What are you talking? Almost every MMA fighter is a Trump supporter. Anyways, like, I'm sorry. It's just, there's people on Twitter that are just so gay and annoying. Like, it's the Adesanya type fans. It's just the, ugh. You guys are, ugh. Ugh, brother. It's the John Jones Adesanya. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, overall, Buckley, phenomenal performance. Covington, I don't think he looked washed, but he's not high level no more, unfortunately. But at the same time, I think he'd do better. If that was him against Gary, it would have been better. Like, he actually would have done a lot better against Ian Gary. Because, like, Ian Gary's not as strong as Buckley, I don't think. So, anyways, what's next for these guys? I'd say do Buckley, Usman, and then Covington versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That's what I would do. Yeah, I like that actually. Covington versus Wonderboy. Maybe Covington versus like Bilal, not Bilal, imagine, Gilbert Burns. Either Gilbert Burns or um, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and then Buckley should face Usman or fuck give him a title shot. Fuck Shavkat. Nah, honestly, I would rather him get a title shot than Shavkat, who just had the most boring performance of a lifetime. But it is what it is. Anyways, overall, I thought that was one of the greatest cards I've ever seen in like any combat sport event ever. I thought that card was fucking phenomenal. Like I have a boner just reviewing it. It's just crazy. You guys want to see my boner? Ready? I'm kidding. Maybe next time. Yeah. Anyways, make sure you guys like and sub. I'll be dropping some videos to keep you guys kind of warmed up for the winter. I'll be keep you guys warmed up and oiled up. All right. What am I talking about? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.